Champions League. Here we can see the players going through a few exercise drills, and in the first group of players at the front, great news to see, Sergio Ramos.
Yes, actually it's great news. We've all been waiting for the captain's return, and maybe he won't start this game, but hopefully he'll pick up some valuable minutes to be in form for the rest of the remaining season. But yeah, Ramos is a key part of this team. Like, you can always count on him to perform, especially we all know about the last-minute goals we all love from Sergio Ramos. Hopefully we'll get some against... hopefully we don't need them, but if we do, hopefully Sergio Ramos can help us out as usual. But yeah, unfortunately he picked up an injury and also an international duty, but he looks fit, and if he doesn't start today, he'll hopefully get some playing minutes and then be ready against Chelsea and the rest of La Liga.
Of course, Zinedine Zidane, despite, for example, that injury to Sergio Ramos, Varane positive COVID-19, players suspended, players injured. He's having to chop and change that back four, sometimes a back five. We've seen Marcelo, we've seen Mendy, who's been out injured. Dani Carvajal, unfortunately, has also picked up a knock. Odriazola's come in and even got a goal, and Nacho's been in the form of his life. And another player who has really impressed of late is Eder Militao.
Oh yes, Eder Militao is just another example of the mastermind Zidane is. He doesn't get enough credit because he's used more than 20 different defensive combinations this season and 6 different right backs. Yeah, Militao is impressive right now. He's in great form because it's never easy to play for Real Madrid, especially in the center back when you have 2 club legends like Rafa Varane and Sergio Ramos and another great player like Nacho, who always plays well. But Militao has had the chance and he's made the best of it, and he's impressed everyone. And like they say, he has turned the critics to crickets.
Yep, well, 23 years old, Eder Militao. Only played 7 games up until March the 20th. Was on the bench against Celta. Has played 8 straight games since in the starting 11. Just seeing there, Varane and Benzema chatting away. Benzema, another player in the form of his life. Luka Modric, Casemiro, Kroos. We're seeing this Real Madrid side, as always, coming good at the right time of the season. Now, it's important to be in the title race, thereabouts. You don't need to be leading the league table in November or January or February. And in the Champions League, the important thing is to qualify from the group stages, because you qualify in December. Then the knockout stages start in February. Now, a lot can change in 2 months. Real Madrid finished top of their group. It wasn't the best starts, but they made it good by beating Borussia Mönchengladbach on match day 6. Also beat Inter Milan both home and away to progress as the top placed club. Then they face Atalanta, a side who were excellent away from home. They'd won at Anfield, and Real Madrid beat them both home and away. Liverpool up next. A brilliant performance at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium, winning 3-1, and a really disciplined, well-organised 0-0 draw at Anfield to go through 3-1 on aggregate. Now, Chelsea we know have been probably, along with Real Madrid, the best defensive side in Europe, both on the domestic front and in Europe's premier club competition. Unbeaten away from home, Tuchel, since he took over from Frank Lampard in January. But they've actually suffered 2 defeats at home. They were beaten 5-2 by West Bromwich Albion in the Premier League, and they also lost to FC Porto in the return leg of the Champions League, but they'd won 2-0 away from home, and they went through courtesy of a 2-1 global result. So Real Madrid could be confident of the game against Chelsea, but first it's important to take all 3 points at home to Osasuna. Now, we're also seeing in this group of players, Eden Hazard now just out of shot. Came on against Betis, came on as well for the final few minutes against Chelsea. That is excellent news. It's almost like a new signing at the business end of the season, Edu.
Oh yes, especially if you take into account we have not had much luck with injuries, but right now Hazard coming back, and if he's in form, he's going to help the team tremendously. We don't need to talk about Eden Hazard. We already know who he is, but especially he hasn't had good luck with injuries since he came into Madrid, as he's a star player, top 3 when he's in form, and especially at the end of the season. And the best thing is that he has shown some of his best skills and his best football at Stamford Bridge in London. where we have to play against Chelsea. So hopefully he'll be extra motivated to play against his old teammates and to show how good of a player he is and how great he can perform in the big stages, like he has already shown.
Hopefully Hazard, Ramos, for example, those players get minutes under their belt against Osasuna, a side that have not beaten Real Madrid since January 2011. Now, the last meeting between the clubs was January this year. Snowed up in Pamplona, freezing conditions. It was a frustrating goalless draw as Real Madrid dominated the fixture, and they had a really good penalty shout waved away by the referee. Later on in the game, Casemiro made a run into the box, looked like he was going to get on the end of a cross, and he was pulled back. Though, no VAR, no surprise, no penalty, and in the end, just a point when it should have been all three. At least Real Madrid should have had a penalty. Now, the last meeting between the two clubs was at the Santiago Bernabéu, 2-0. It ended for Real Madrid. Vinicius scoring a good goal, and Rodrigo scoring his first goal in a Real Madrid shirt. Osasuna, Edu, in the comfort zone, but enough on Osasuna. It's a huge game. What about the four teams in the title race? Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Seville. There are some really big games coming up between now and the end of the season.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm 27 years old, and this is the tightest title race in La Liga I remember, maybe ever. Especially if you take into account
definitely
the top four teams: Sevilla, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and
I'm
Atleti.
almost twice as old as you, and yeah, I can't remember a league title race as exciting as this one.
Yeah, they're all separated by only three points, and Atleti have to play Elche and Barcelona, Real Sociedad, Osasuna, and Valladolid. And we have to play Osasuna like this weekend, but then against Sevilla and Granada, who Barca lost to.
Yep.
The last time we met Granada at home, we beat them 2-0 with goals by Casemiro and Benzema, unlike Barca. But yeah, match day 35 is the most important one.
That's a huge weekend.
Yes, because we all meet. Atleti plays Barca and we play Sevilla, and it's gonna be. I mean, it depends entirely in that match day 35. If we come on top, I think we have a great chance of winning La Liga. But of course,
and Seville as well. We can't rule out Seville. Now, Seville have been quiet. They've been sneaking up the table. They're in form, and they are currently fourth and also within striking distance.
Yeah, they kind of came out of nowhere because everybody was talking about Barcelona, Atleti, Real Madrid. Real Madrid is going to win again. Atleti might drop points. And then 2 match days ago, everyone is like, hold on, Sevilla's just 3 points away too. And right now, it's super tight. Hopefully Real Madrid will come on top. But it's just, as a football fan, as a La Liga fan, as a neutral,
yeah. And those watching Real Madrid TV worldwide, it's an exciting end to La Liga season. Now, elsewhere, you look at, for example, the Bundesliga, the Premier League, the other big leagues really in Europe, and the title is all but decided. You know that Manchester City are going to walk away with the Premier League title, that Bayern Munich are firm favourites. There's a surprise in Italy. Juventus have not won their 10th Scudetto. It's going to be Inter Milan, no doubt, coming away with honours now. But here in Spain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid and Seville are in the title hunt. Now, Real Madrid know that if Barcelona win their remaining games of the season and Real Madrid win their remaining games of the season, Real Madrid will come out on top. And also, should there be a tie at the end of the season involving Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid will come out on top courtesy of the head-to-head average. Now, they beat the Rojiblancos at home 2-0, and they drew 1-1 away from home. They beat Barcelona, both home and away. Now, Seville, we have to wait, of course, for the return fixture. But if there was a tie at the moment with Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid on top, Barcelona, Real Madrid on top, Seville, Real Madrid on top, even if it was 3 of those teams, or all 4, Real Madrid would win the title. Now, they won the title last season thanks to a brilliant end to the campaign. Came back after the break due to COVID, that pandemic that we're still trying to get over. Hopefully we'll see fans soon at stadiums around the world. It would be great news for, well, just for footballers, for the game, for sport, and for everyone really, to have fans packing that stadium. We miss it, you know, Edu and myself going to games and seeing that commentating live in front of a packed Santiago Bernabéu. And by the way, it is going to be the best stadium in the world upon its completion. Amazing. Be sure to log on to the bulletin to check out the latest news, not just on the first team, of course, this institution and the ongoing work on the Santiago Bernabéu. Is going to be the best sporting arena of the 21st century. Real Madrid, 34 league titles. They won that title last year. With those 10 straight wins, they were second behind Barcelona, having lost to Betis. Barcelona moved top. But Real Madrid didn't make any mistakes. They could probably have won all 11. They drew their final game of the season away to Leganés, but they'd already won the title the match day before that by beating Villarreal at home. So Real Madrid, the reigning La Liga champions. Nobody has won the title more than Real Madrid. And there's a hunger in this side to win not just the league title, but of course the Champions League. 13-time winners. Chelsea, our opponents in the second leg, have won the title on one occasion. Now, after training, we'll be hearing from Zinedine Zidane. Real Madrid preparing for the game against Osasuna on Saturday at 2100 hours local time in the Spanish capital.